Hello everybody, welcome back to The Deranged Reader. On this channel I do horror book hauls, horror book reviews, horror movie reviews, and so much more. If it's horror, I talk about it. Okay, so I ended up going back to sleep because waking up at 3 in the morning with only a couple hours of sleep, working through a shift with only a couple hours of sleep, coming home and trying to stay awake until at least 7 in the afternoon is impossible. It's just absolutely impossible. But yeah. So, I actually, I capitalized on my day. I got a couple things done I had to do. I actually borrowed a library book that's on my Kindle. I actually use my tablet to do it because it's much easier. And by the way, looky. Yep. I saw that Amazon has some horror stickers, so next week I'm going to be ordering some stuff. I got some Christmas presents for my brother, but I'm getting some horror stickers, and I am going to be turning all of my Nooks, including my tablet, into a horror thing. So, really excited about that. Okay, so, anyways, so today's second video of the day, or third video of the day actually, because I remembered I did that review video, I uploaded that review video, but third video of the day, we're talking about The Winter Visitor. I read chapters 15 all the way to 19, and in this one we have Ken and his son Kit that shows up, and of course his mother's there, and she hasn't seen her grandson in a long time, and of course Kit is nice to her because she's friendly. She's a friendly woman. But Ken is there to find out about the money, if it's true that he's not going to inherit. And basically that's the only reason that he's there. There is some delays, getting to Scotland, which I will tell you, it's located in Scotland. I thought it was in England, but it actually is in Scotland, because it's mentioned Scottish law. And then what happens is we have the grandmother that appears again, and they're having dinner, and Ken automatically starts off with the money because that is what he's obsessed over. Hold on a second. Oh, I am not redoing this video. You'll take the sneeze. I'll keep the sneeze. Anyways, so, but prior to that, his grandmother wants to know what her great-grandson's been doing, and he talks about his school and the teams he's on and stuff. And when she mentions that nobody's getting any money, not even her own daughter is getting money, Ken tells her that, in a nutshell, that school that my son's at and everything, that takes money. He has, for him to be there, he has to pay. And of course the grandmother is not concerned because Ken supposedly is very successful. He doesn't need money. His brother remarks, "You've got for houses. Why do you need a fifth? Which is understandable. Um, Basically, the assumption is that all of her grandchildren are doing well and they don't really need her money. However, what she's going to put it into sounds a little bit more like she's being conned. At least that's my own personal opinion. And yeah, I mean, to even cut out your own daughter is like weird. However, Kit is going to get $50,000, which I will say, if you invest it well, it will last, and everything. So, the only member of the family that's going to get anything is the grandson, or the grandson or the great grandson, and Kit is not happy with the fact that he's only getting $50,000. But yeah, it's it's something else. Also, we go back to 2005, where once again we have Sherry, who is, I believe, George's girlfriend, and they have a row, and she tries to leave, but it turns out she's going the wrong way, so she might end up in the moor, which would probably kill her. And it turns out all the brothers are flirting with her, and one of them got her pregnant, and this little boy was born. So now you've got a possible heir, which is not what the grandmother expected, which means that, yeah, things are going so well for everybody. So that is the Winter Visitor. It is this young man. He's in his 20s, and he may or may not be related to the family and everything. So yeah, we're going to see what happens. Yeah, it's interesting. So I should be done with the book next Saturday, which is going to be really great. I always love finishing books. I really do. I will say though that that this book is turning out to be interesting. Who is this young man who's come? Is he really related to the family? Why in the world did the grandmother keep her diagnosis secret? So, yeah, we're going to see what happens. So, moving a little away from my impression of the 4 chapters I've read, I just got an update on my delivery. It is actually going to be arriving this Friday, so I'm very, very happy about that. And the book that I borrowed from the library is horror movie by Paul Tremblay. Alright, so I think I've got a physical edition of that book. I think I do. Anyways, so I'm going to read it and do a review of it when I'm done. I'm on chapter 3 of the book. So yeah, so what is it about? It is about this movie that's basically, I don't know if it's a reboot or a redo or something like that of this movie. Everyone's excited about it, but as we all know in horror books, things don't exactly turn out the way that you expect it to turn out. Anyways, that's my video. I'm looking forward to Friday. I get off at 10. Yeah, I will probably not be able to do the dishes, which is not my fault. So yeah. So I'm essentially going to tell them, hey, look, I've got a, if they tell me, well, you need to go and do the dishes, I'm like, well, I can't because I've got a delivery coming in by the post office. It's not a, it's a, it's a, it's a piece of electronics, and I don't want someone to snatch it up and steal it, and then I have to do this whole process of trying to get them to convince them to send me another one. So, anyways, so yeah, because my brother's going to be out of it, and I don't want to lose the package. So, I am basically going to be like, yep, I can't. I mean, I'm still going to do the dishes. Don't get me wrong, but I'm going to leave at 10. I'm going to leave at 10 because I definitely don't want to miss this package. All right, so what I'm actually going to do as far as that is concerned is I am going to I'm going to try to do a video where I'll post it on this channel and my main book channel, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so I will end it there, and I'll see all of you guys later on. So until next time, stay spooky, stay scary, and continue to read your horror books. Bye.